All right, continuing on the emotions of faith. We're going to talk about Gideon today. And I really love this. Okay, I say that every time, don't I? Okay, it's the truth. I love the Word of God. I love all of the heroes that are written, and even the villains and written in the book, because there are real, true humans. That's the point of this whole thing, that we are all human, okay? And then we take on the mighty Spirit of God and can do exploits. But in this instance, Gideon was in during the time of the Midianites, and the Midianites, they were just really like all of those seem armies or nations were against the Jews. And here was the people crying out to the Lord again for a leader. We just need a leader. Give us a leader. And the Lord was like, I did all this for you people, and you still crying out for somebody else. Okay, fine. So he sends his angel, okay, and his angel sits underneath a tree and waits for Gideon, and then he appears to Gideon and says, you know, hey, you brave man. And Gideon was like, okay, let me ask you a couple of questions. Why is this always happening to us? Where is the God that our fathers told us about that was so, you know, mighty in battle? I don't understand why this is happening. And I like this part. We're going to stop right here, just to put a pin in this right here. Because as you remember, also Mary, when the angel came to her, she asked some questions. And so it's okay to talk to God and ask him questions. You're not being disobedient when you do that, all right? So Gideon asked the angel some questions, and the angel said, you know what? Don't worry about it. I'm calling you. We're going to call you. You're called. You're going to free your people. And he's like, what are you talking about? I'm the least of the tribe, and I'm the least in my family. How am I going to do that? And he said, don't worry, you're not going to die. You're going to be just fine. Just obey, okay? And be strong and courageous. And so Gideon did ask him for a sign, which he gave him, okay? And as a result of him asking for a sign, which was fine in that instance, to ask for a sign, what's wrong with that? The problem is, don't make a life of asking for a sign when you can turn to the Word of God and just read it, okay? But anyway, so the emotion here of Gideon when he first met the angel was what? Well, it was a little bit of disbelief. It was also kind of like, I'm sure that in his mind, you know how you speak what you've been thinking? So he had been thinking about that thing. Why, if God was so awesome and powerful, why are we in this predicament? Why won't he help us? And so that's an emotion, okay? But when he was given the sign by the angel, then he knew that God had chosen him. And he did what? He obeyed. He was strong, he was courageous, and he did lead his people out of the land of the Midianites, from underneath their thumb. Okay, so again, the point is, we are all human. I said at the beginning that this is why this series is so important for me to do, because I have to dig through these emotions of wondering why and what to do next and how am I going to do it, and you know, this and that and the other. It's confusion sometimes, but God is not the author of confusion. So we put our faith in him who does all things well, and he doesn't make a mistake when he calls the least of them. All right, so if you're the least in your family, but you got to stand up and do what's right, do it. God is calling you. He's calling you today. Oh, shucks.